Against my better judgment, we're gonna start with some bad decks today, okay? J-Rock, thank you for the 4.5 years. Welcome back. I must be a degenerate because I don't hate the current metagame. I mean, if you're someone that enjoys ramp decks, ramp prison decks, like, you know, there's a lot of old Magic the Gathering players around these parts. Ramp prison decks are very popular in Magic the Gathering. And honestly, ramp prison decks are a big part of what pushed me out of Magic into a game like Snap, because I just never really enjoyed that style of play. What's going on, J-Rock? Thank you for the 4.5 years. Mad Max on Twitch. Thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. I queued up into a Ravona mirror match here, chat. What if we did this? I'm probably gonna play the rock next turn, right? We'll do this. This gives us the option to Mystique here and to like Kitty rock somewhere else. Maybe. Nice card, I guess. Victory. I'm not confident about a lot of things as far as Ravona decks are concerned, but I am fairly confident that Morph is still shit. It's not a playable Marvel Snap card. What if, and here's an interesting, what do you think of the design? How much energy would this card have to cost? What if Morph was a card that said it copies the last card your opponent played? What's the energy rate on that card? Well, it's one of those cards that would have to, it would care about priority a lot, right? Five cost. The people saying that card is 5 cost leader, are you like, come on, chat's in sub-only mode, right? Like, do you understand? Do you understand that that's not remotely the same? Especially Leader's current design. It's very different from Leader's current design. And it's still different than Leader's original design. Like, this would be a type of card that with priority you would control exactly what you get by copying what your opponent played last on the previous turn. Going on, Blitz Monkey. Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Yep. You go the old razzle dazzle here on the on the Dark Hawk draw. Well, that seems great for me too, chat. Let's do this. I don't know if I'm gonna have. I don't know if I'm gonna have bandwidth to. I guess it's not an Iron Man game, actually. Did they? No. Their deck has 7 cards, so my Hawks are going to end up at 14 here. Because they'll draw 1 and then we'll core get back into their deck. Ah! Fuck, I messed up, chat. Ugh, I made the terrible mistake of thinking I was going to get to play Marvel Snap in the last turn. My bad. You pruned me, daddy. And that's the tough part about Ravona decks. Ravona decks are tough for a lot of the same spot reasons. Zabu decks are tough. We're dead to Doctor Doom here, unfortunately. Wave, not dead to that one. Get out. Victory. I don't know what world they were living in that they thought that was winning the game, but thanks to the cubes, I guess. Going on, Cash Andy. Thanks for the brand new primer. There's a ton of great places you can send that every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month and keeping me around. As someone who has Wave as his most hated card in Marvel Snap, I do not think they should adjust Wave until after we see how Mobius ends up impacting things.
Wind, aid my hand.
I'm new to Marvel Snap for a few weeks and love the style of it. I came here from Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Awesome. Yeah, Snap's at a little bit of a low point at this current juncture, but overall, it's a very, very good game. So, how are we sequencing here? I think it's Widow into Hawk, and then Mystique into Rock Slide, and then this Silver Surfer is actually kind of sick for us. I'm gonna snap. Ravona into Widow Hawk is kind of slick. Getting Ravona paid for herself here. Basically, the turn after we played her is kind of incredible. collection level 600 is where Marvel Snap gets challenging. It's where you kind of hit the deep end of the card pool and you start playing with people that have sizable collections. This will be wave plus something? No wave! Wait, did they just play Kingpin in their Silk deck? Friendo. I think I'm actually just playing these to play to both sides equally here. Or is it just Iron Man? Is +3 enough here if I'm kicking the Silk out? +3 is probably enough here if I'm kicking the Silk out, huh? This is better into Shang-Chi, though. How'd I do this? I think this is enough points over here. It was a lay high Kingpin, but they could have chosen not to play it, chat. Like, obviously Kingpin's not a card in their actual deck, but they're the one that chose to put it on the board. Yeah, Flavor Judge rolling on Kingpin killing Silk. Yeah, I think that checks out. Yeah, the Genshin thing next week that I'm playing in is a sponsored by Samsung thing, so all the competitors will be playing for mobile devices. Which honestly probably gives me a small bit of a leg up because like I play Genshin from my Z Fold somewhat regularly. Two drop here is perfect. That's not great for us. It's a Genshin thing next week. They're doing a Genshin Twitch Rivals. That's gonna be like a series of like speedrunning challenges among other things. I think it's this into Kitty Hawk. I need Kitty to be in play on 5 so we don't get Mindscaped. Let's do these in the other order, just in case they get rid of the Mindscape.
Enough said, bub.
So what did I give them? We gave them... Yeah, I think we're dead. Bishop and Ravoda, and then they drew Chavez.
Escaped.
Fuck off, you cunt. You're not even in top 5,000. Your brain's so big. You're so good at Marvel Snap. Congrats on things working out for you. I hope this singular win that will be one of the few you experience today is wonderful for you. Thank you for making a toxic and shitty metagame better. People are such bastards, chat. It's the absolute worst. Opponents never snapped a percentage play in their life, and they're confused that someone else would. They probably don't even know what the words percentage play means. The number one thing that I could instill in you to make you at home be a better Marvel Snap player is that pressing the button to snap is not a matter of I press this when I think I am guaranteed to win the game. You should be pressing the snap button when you think you are statistically favored to win the game. And yeah, that means you're gonna lose some games where you snapped and then need to retreat. But that's also okay. In the long run, you're gonna come out ahead. Ooh, they're playing the Loki Lockjaw deck, like we highlighted on the YouTube channel this morning. If you didn't catch this morning's deck highlight, the Loki Lockjaw deck's a ton of fun. I heard someone say at one point that if you haven't retreated a game in which you snapped, you're not snapping enough, and I try and carry that with me. Yeah, I think that's a really good take. Obviously, we'll play these in the right order. Cirrus, thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Oh gosh, they played into the Vibranium Mines. Them playing into the Vibranium Mine should basically be a guaranteed win for us. Oh, I guess they could have a Hawk too, perhaps? Nope.
Opponent snapped.
Yeah, maybe they put Shang-Chi in their deck. I don't know. I don't know. Even if they play into the White Hot Room, it goes into Lockjaw, and statistically, it's only 4 power there, right? Shang is not a card in their typical output range. I'm not playing around that. I think we just play the Widow's Bite for 2 points and stay. Because probabilistically, we're winning the left as well. Yeah, okay. I guess they were snapping because their Hawk was beating our Hawk in the middle? Sure. But like this play is just dead to rights most of the time. Like they have our 2 rocks in their deck and they have 6 vibranium in their deck. They were losing the left most of the time. This Ravona card's kind of fun when I'm not getting waved on 5. I know it sounds kind of funny to say when you look at it, but legitimately I think Ravona gets better next week when Mobius releases. I think you'll need to play a tech card like Rogue to have some counterplay, but just like the fact that a counterplay will be available to you will be a big deal. Am I kidding or am I forging? I might just be forging. And honestly, you might be right to snap on the Hawk into the Vibranium Mines. We nerf Rogue back to 1 power, asking the real questions. Alright, hold on. Hold on, we're gonna cook here for a second. What if I go Renslayer plus Kitty Pride left? Yeah? I think Echo will be more popular next week. Why would Echo be more popular? Echo's not a good answer to Mobius. For a card like Mobius, you need reactive stuff that clears it after the fact, not a guessing game on the turn they play Mobius.
I am Iron Man.
I think I do this so I have the flexibility to draw a, so I have the flexibility to draw a Mystique next turn. Well, most people just play Mobius and wave on turn 5, but that doesn't work if you also have a Mobius in play, plushie. And if they're not Mobius plus waving you till 5, you have the rest of the game to play with your cost discounts. I think the people that are talking about Mobius wave being a thing are really silly, because if you expect everybody to be playing Mobius, Mobius wave on 5 is not good. Their deck has 15 cards in it. Does 39 win here? If I play all 3 of these middle, I would be at 70, but they would get plus 12 3 times. You think they're gonna Mystique left? Mystique left would put them to 40. But they also only copied 4 cards out of my deck, and they've played Iron Man, Darkhawk, Rock Slide, so their odds of the last one being Mystique are low, right? Well, they played Rock Slide last year, right? I think this wins most of the time.
I am Iron Man.
We'll see. Them having a, yeah, we're good, right? Yeah, super good. The middle play hurts your tiebreaker. We're not playing for a tiebreaker. Playing in the center makes my bishop bigger. I played out the rock because there's a bishop right here, chat. I needed those 3 points on bishop. We're assuming we win here, we're assuming we lose here, and then we're hoping to win here. We were good. We were good even without the rock, but we needed at least one of these in the middle. Hey, Code Shark, thanks for the brand new primer. This is my full-time gig, and folks like you make that possible. Welcome back. Beefy Travoli, thanks for the 32 months. And Red Ranger, thank you for the almost 4 years. It's been good having you around in Discord all this time. Thorborg, thank you for the 3/4 of a year as well. Yeah, it seems alright. Need some of our payoffs, but good disruption to start. I guess I do this to mitigate Wolfsbane being too shit here. Borg getting some immediate value here. I think we need to do this, right? To play around Professor X. It could also be that I just do this, but doing this is better into wave. So I think this is the play. I like Kitty's big enough. Probably snap them here, honestly. Probably should have snapped sooner. We got a little bits of card diff, so I didn't want to, but it's probably too late now.
Oh, snap.
Can't snap into their Daredevil. Yeah, this is kind of a boomer snap, but also, like, it's not letting them draw an extra card before they make the decision. Because, like, we're probably not getting another cube out of them on the last turn. If you think they're, like, 100% to retreat on turn 6, even if the turn 5 snap is late, you might as well do it. Because it's your best shot. Maybe they pay a cube to see a card and then leave. they get 500 gold? There was some kind of bug with using gold to upgrade cards, is my understanding. I don't know exactly what the detail is there, though. Yep.
Opponent snapped.
The ones that are we stamping, I don't think so. My hand's just not very good. I'm not giving Galactus more than 1 cube. I can fuck off. Gap!
Escape.
Thanks for the almost 5 years. Welcome back. Appreciate it. This will be the one Galactus player still running Null in their deck. Yeah, exactly. No reason to pay them out with a weekend. I'll have Death or something in their deck still. Cian's pretty solid. Angela into Renslayer. To draw a kitty of our own, ideally. Looks like Shuri Kitty, which is probably a tough matchup for us. If their deck gets to kind of do their thing, I think they're favored.
Opponent snapped.
I think we just have to leave. We just have to leave. Null is very good in the destroy deck, and the destroy deck is very bad in Loki. I kinda wish Death and Null weren't symmetrical. Like they only counted your stuff that had blown up. So that way that deck could be better into Loki. Yeah, without Kitty, we'll leave on the snap there, I think is a good take. This is my favorite Ravona deck. I don't have a favorite Ravona deck. They're all shit. Follow your heart. If you're looking for one to play. Whatever sparks joy. Let's get Rock Sled him here. A little disruptive. We have Iron Man to win Nidvaler. Their Brood deck is probably bad into the Space Throne. And if they're bad into the Space Throne and we have Iron Man for Nidavellir, we'll be in a solid spot. They're a Brood Darkhawk deck. Interesting. The Strange Academy is awkward because it forces me to play Iron Man this turn. Which is sad, but it is. Then my Hawk is 12 here, which is pretty big. Even if they play Korg plus Rock Slide, they only get to 12, and then we crush them on the Iron Man breaker, right? Yeah, Chunky Hawk. It's a good looking Surfer variant. This is one of those variants where, like, it's easily my favorite variant, but it's not enough better than my existing variant that I already have a good split on to warrant me spending gold and then putting more credits into it. There's some kind of Ravona Surfer deck, sure. Probably what they're doing. Plus the card's kind of mid. Surfer's alright. Surfer's, I feel like Surfer's basically always been like B minus, sometimes B plus, never A, since they took a point of power off of it. Just like solidly floats around the fringes. Mother of God. Watch him play Mr. Negative here. It's like bit off more than we can chew. Okay, Wog's kind of scary.
Opponent snapped.
I have a Forge trigger waiting. I think I'm staying and we're vibing. It's this, right?
I am Iron Man. I am Iron Man.
This crushes an Odin. Could get like Shang cheat, I guess. They could Wolfsbane, sure. This could be like Wolfsbane plus something else, yeah. And this again is just a wonderful lesson in why you should always play the good decks. Queuing up with, and one of my buddies was, Matt, if you're hanging out, I'm talking about you, was asking if they should get back into the game despite the bad metagame. And Matt's always been like a best deck kind of guy. And I was like, Matt, you'll love Marvel Snap right now because you get to play a busted, powerful deck into a field full of like 80% people who are going to play shit like Hazmat. You actually just get to play the best deck without having to just play mirrors with impunity. That's why it's tough. It's basically impossible to metagame in Snap because there aren't a lot of meaningful stakes, right? So like even when there's one deck that's like pretty busted, most people are still not playing that deck because they just want to play, you know, whatever their pet deck is. Well, the good news is winnowing into their wave means we cut them off of 2 draws. The bad news is we might be getting Galactus. It's also not like everyone can freely swap to the best deck if they want to. The various wave decks are super free to play accessible. You're right that the Loki deck specifically requires you spending 10 USD, but also like telling a Magic the Gathering player that people aren't playing the best deck because they have to spend 10 USD will also get a chuckle out of them. If I told a Magic player, yeah, people just aren't playing the best decks because I gotta spend 10 bucks to get it, they would get the heartiest laugh possible. Okay, I think it's this into Hawk, Wolfsbane, Kitty Pryde next turn.
Oh, snap.
Mike Mandarin, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate the prime. Yeah, I think that's a good thought. Big thoughts. Is people are more invested in their Marvel Snap decks because of their cosmetics. That's a good take. Unfortunately, plus 20 is not enough to win here, and yet another game of Marvel Snap goes down to losing to Prison X. It's time to move on from this one before we get too frustrated.
Escaped.
$10, my sleeves cost more than that. Yeah, big truth. Big truth. Alright, we're gonna swap around to a couple other bad decks this morning to start. Christy and I are planning to take the kids out to our camper this weekend, and she was asking me, she asked me this morning when I went live, Jeff, how long do you think you're gonna stream for today? And I was like, genuinely have no idea. We'll see. They have 2/2/3 Sentinels, that's great. I think I just maxed on curve here, right? You want the old Snap-a-lap while we're at it? Someone said there's a lot of numbers they could tweak and tune with a lot of cards, but I'm honestly not sure what they could do with Professor X. So, Professor X, the best type of change to Professor X, short of a full redesign, I think is honestly kind of like the changes that they made to Spider-Man, right? Like, I feel like the appropriate answer to Professor X is basically just acknowledging the fact that, he's a prison card and you just can't have a critical mass of those types of cards in your game. Then we're probably just dead to Eliath here, I would wager is the answer. Quasi, thank you for, Sufa, thank you for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Like Mandarin, thanks for the 10 months. Oh, that's their play? Well, now we got him, chat. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. We got him. The only thing that can stop a bad guy with an Eliath is a good guy with an Eliath, chat. Gone like a fart in the wind.
Victory.
You think Eliath was a mistake of a design? I think it's interesting that they redesigned Spider-Man and then immediately added Eliath. I don't know, maybe they thought 2 of this kind of effect was fine, but 3 was too many. But it's definitely, it feels like a tough sell. Yeah, I think I would maybe buy that for $1, Professor X, or Burgle. That Professor X is another card that's just like made more offensive by Wave. Listen, the list of cards that Wave makes more offensive is like really long. I think it's probably a good take in general to be like, yeah, the problem here is Wave, not the cards. Storm a brewing. You have to admit that the Eliath effect is pretty satisfying when it happens to your set. I don't know that I actually agree with that. I think I'd actually go so far as to say I find the Eliath effect fairly anticlimactic. Like, a lot of the time I feel like it left my game in a state where I didn't get to reach a natural conclusion. It feels like League of Legends. When I lose to it, it feels terrible, and when I win with it, I feel nothing. It feels like it's a pure joy thief situation. Now, the scary part here is there's a chance they're a Shang-Chi deck. For fuck's sake, chat. For fuck's sake. Big rip, big rip. I mean, at least it's happening now, I guess, and I can leave for a cube. At least it didn't happen on the final turn. Because on the final turn, I drew armor, and I would have been like, oh yeah, armor my thing, we're gonna get him. And we would have gotten fucking shit canned by this Enchantress. I wonder if we're over the line yet. The easiest way you could tell that yesterday's stream was fantastic is that when I uploaded the full stream archive to YouTube, YouTube refused to monetize the video because of the amount of swearing in it. It's been a little while since we had one of those days. And they give you a couple. Like one F-bomb is like not gonna get you taken down, but I don't know, this is probably a retreat angle, Dream Dimension so bad for us, but I also can't storm without a chance losing. Maybe I'm just supposed to storm this and take the coin flip here. Hang on, I just gonna leave for one. I should have stormed here and taken the coin flip.
Escape.
Gotta get the editor in there to bleep the F-bombs. Listen, chat, the YouTube stream archive channel makes like $400 on a good month, if that. 0% chance we put any effort into editing anything on that channel. $400 is like 56 variants. The edited Snap channel over the last few months averages like $4 to $5 grand a month. But it's also been on the downswing. Summer's usually low for... Oh, Blade was gonna discard Hela because of Crystal. That's funny. Yeah, that's probably what happened there. I think my total YouTube revenue, YouTube actually just paid me yesterday. My total YouTube revenue for August was 3,700 USD between the two channels. This month is on target to be a bit better, I think, on that side. That's both a mix, I think, of summer being done and the editor making better content. We're gonna see any have some crap today. Maybe. Can I win a priority coin flip, chat? Can I win a priority coin flip? We can! Alright, press the button, play the armor. Now, it is worth noting here that I'm expecting, to get, Killmonger in this game, so Nebula's not long for this world. How much do I pay the editor? I pay the editor 50% of whatever the YouTube channel they edit makes, with a guaranteed minimum of 50 USD per video they edit.
Wind, aid my hand.
That seems like a good deal. I am told that that is significantly more than most people pay their YouTube editors. People deserve to have a share of the profits from the value that they create, chat. What I'm trying to say is seize the means of production, my comrades. Oh, I needed you last turn, Rodin. I needed Rodin for here so he could Goliath here. Just gotta go, unfortunately. I probably should retreat later.
Escape.
My volume's a little low, and I thought Jeff said seize the means of production by combat. Only if negotiating doesn't work first. Support your local unions, chat. They're good for everybody. Is anybody new to the channel hanging out? I know people are always a little question mark surprised when we talk about money here. Never forget, the making talking about money taboo is a capitalist ploy to pay you and everybody else you work with less money. You can and should discuss how much money you make with your coworkers. All of you will get paid more in the long run. Nebula into their Kitty Pride deck feels bad, man. Elf Gadar, thank you for the brand new tier 1. Appreciate that. Funbane there in chat. I always like to call these ones out. One of the real heroes of the Twitch platform. 2-month sub, first time chatter. Lurkers rise up. Thanks for keeping me around.
Wind, aid my hand.
Doing this. Going on, Weeder. Thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. I have Dr. Doom to get more points into here later. Ooh, that's actually sick, right? So I get to go Rodin here into Jug plus Mystique next turn if I want. Snowguard could ignore the Flood Egg. Yep, that's true. Thanks, elf. Alright, these are 2 sentinels that they're just like putting into the middle then. Yeah, I'm supposed to try and put Rodent into the middle here. Because the board's gonna be too full for my Juggernaut plan to work, right? Is there ever a world where this wins the game? Maybe I want to stay for one. What's going on, no one and everyone? Thanks for the 5 months. Should I jug left instead of crystal? I think I'm gonna need the help on the Mystique side is the problem. Yeah, maybe I just don't have enough points then. It would have been a coin flip on the jug if we'd have done that instead of just being dead. We're probably supposed to just leave. The worst part about the muting system is when someone's a Jagoff after I click past here, and then I can't permanent mute them at the end of the thing. It's the actual most unfortunate part about how it works. What do you think it would take to make Rodent meta? I think Rodent probably needs a redesign. There was a brief period in time where Rodent was a 5/0 that got +3 per card in your opponent's hand, and I think that would be a sweet design to go back to. I dislike that Rodent is just symmetrical to Devil Dino when it's so much harder to enable. I wish they would do something to make it not just be symmetrical. Yeah, or maybe even a 4/0 plus. It should just be something different than Dino. It just shouldn't be a symmetrical Dino. Yeah, I think that 5/0 Rodent died in the closed beta because negative was still really good then. Like, I think negative was still a 4/4 when that happened. There was a window of time in the closed beta for people that are newer to Snap or haven't been playing the entire life cycle where negative was really good. And they whacked it a couple of times over the course of things. Oh, yeah, that's true. The negative decks got to play Magic on turn 6 for Limbo as well. Yeah, they nerfed negative before they nerfed Magic. Sandman's peak. I don't recall Sandman having a peak during the closed beta. Oh yeah, 5/5 Sandman was okay. That's true. I think I'm staying here. My hand's pretty good. We have Storm into Eliath the Flooded into Doctor Doom. snap from the opponent. Guess I'm doing this, but yeah, Cyclops just shoves us in a trash can. Like we're just like ever able to compete here. I probably just shouldn't have played into the flooding. Just die there most of the time. Hey, this should be Ronan to have a shot. JVA, thank you for the brand new tier 1. Appreciate that. Even if it is Ronan, we're probably still dead, right? Hey, what's going on, Spyro? Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for the raid. Hope you're surviving out there. We're starting off with some bad decks this morning, but we'll see how much we feel like getting beat up before we pivot to just playing Loki. Or whatever ever. That's fine. I didn't really want to play cards on turn 6 anyways. Joke's on you. I think I have 1 or 2 more bad decks I loaded up last night that we can cycle through here before we move along. You planning to build around Mobius next week? Why would you build it? No, Mobius is just like a 2-drop you put in every deck. You build around Mobius by putting it in your deck that plays Marvel Snap cards. Someone's heading out to the camper early this week. Maybe. My older kids are in school until 3 o'clock, so I don't get home for the bus till 3 o'clock. We got a second. Never want to ladies of coin flip in my life, but I'm not about to start now. Certainly not. So the core difference between Wave Stuff and Alioth and Kitty Pryde is that Kitty Pryde is a Marvel Snap card that doesn't stop your opponent from actually playing the game. And while Wave and stuff like that is certainly powerful at this specific window in time, the issues with those cards that a lot of people like myself have go way beyond just what the power level of the card is. And it gets into what is the experience of playing against it? How does the game feel? You're right that Kitty Pryde is hard to interact with, but that just makes interactive cards like Shang-Chi worse, which I think is also good for the game. I think cards like Shang-Chi tend to be too good. So I think things like Loki and Kitty that make Shang-Chi worse cards is good for the game. However, cards like Wave and Alioth that basically say, hey, you don't get to play a turn 6 the way you were intending to play a turn 6, I think that's pretty annoying and obnoxious. Prison proactive lockouts are tough. At least when I lose to Kitty Pryde making a big number, I got to play the game. And if my numbers weren't big enough, I can leave. But at least I got to leave getting to actually play. Thanks for the 1.5 years, Dave. Welcome back. I think Mobius's reach could be so broad they nerf it in some way down the line. Maybe. I mean, they haven't touched Jeff the Baby Land Shark, and he's pretty omnipresent as a 2-drop, so. Yeah, I agree with that one. Am I? Kitty has more counterplay. Wave basically doesn't. So the current metagame in which we live is what I would refer to as cannibalistic. And what I mean by it's cannibalistic is that the current only thing you can do to have counterplay into wave decks is play good 6-drops. And if you're playing good 6-drops to have counterplay into wave, at that point, you might as well just play your own wave deck, right? So if the solution to the bad guy with a gun is be a good guy with a gun, that's problematic. You need the counterplay to not be do the same thing. For any of my Magic the Gathering players out there, it's big Teferi Time Raveler energy, where the correct solution to beating their Teferi Time Raveler was play your own Teferi Time Raveler. Please don't say that name. It ruined my fun for years. For the people that have played Magic in the past, and you weren't here when I was doing Magic content, we definitely ripped up a Teferi Time Raveler on stream at one point, just to translate my feelings about that card. I was not pleased with it, to say the least. Do I want extra copies of Swarm? I don't think I do. I'll just take one and get Blade +2 here.
Opponent snapped.
Twitch lost most clips on most channels at some point in their history, and I believe that happened between when we ripped up Teferi and now. Maybe it's on the YouTube side. I don't remember. Arthur Reed, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. And honestly, this morning's climb is, again, just such a good example of why, if you want to win, playing Loki is 100% the right thing to be doing, right? Like, this is like the second or third destroy deck we've queued into in a row where it's just like, yes, this never beats Loki in a million years, but here we are playing against it again. My discard pile is 5 swarms and 7 years ago. I think we're just dead again. Good chance this deck's atrocious too.
Escape.
The Q Loki will get nothing but mirrors. I don't know if that's true at 2,300. If we went up a little bit, maybe. We've had a lot of down pairs this morning. And that's the other thing too, right? Like, the matchmaking range is so wide. Like, most of these people that are playing these destroy decks are like unranked or even lower than we are. Which is part of the reason why. Is Sarah Loki the best one? No, not even a little. You want the best variations of the Loki deck? Check out my best decks video here. Chat! I finally caved and bought the Black Cat variant I've let slip past my shop a few times. I almost bought this when this card was a 3/7 a couple of times. She's a 4/9 now, so I pulled the trigger. Destroy isn't good anymore. Destroy can't beat Loki because the Loki deck just gets to play a 5 energy null and your copy of death. They play your cards better and cheaper than you do because your cards are symmetrical. Only a couple decks have a chance. Like, I don't think that's true. I I think part of the problem is a lot of the decks that have a good chance against Loki eat shit to wave. And eat shit to random other things like destroy. So there's so much weight. During Loki's release week, I felt I had a wide range of decks that were competitive into Loki. And then all of the Wave Hulk decks happened, and suddenly you could no longer compete because there was equal amounts Wave Hulk as there was Loki. You couldn't be competitive into both. You had to choose. You were either competitive into Wave Hulk or you were competitive into Loki. Alright, Colleen Wing discards my Infinite and then flips into Hello 100% of the time. I don't make the rules, but that's what they are. We're gonna pedal while my opponent works this out. You can boomer stat me, opponent, I'm staying. I believe in my Hella. My Lockjaw is the goodest boy. Bad dog. What a bad dog. What a bad dog. What's going on, Bookley? Thanks for the brand new tier 1. Appreciate the support. Chad, thanks for the sub-gifter, Rudy. Very generous of you. Atherine, thank you for the half a year. I completely disagree with your statement, BG Smooth. BG Smooth says, I think the key to becoming a better Marvel stat player isn't just playing the current top meta decks, it's getting better with off meta decks. If you notice, people sometimes win these tournaments, don't use what people think is the current best deck. So, and this is something that isn't unique to Marvel stat, but something that's very interesting to me among card game players is that card game players regularly acknowledge the fact that variance means that good Marvel Snap decks can have bad runs and not do well in a tournament, right? Like a good player with a good deck can have a bad run and fall flat in a tournament setting. The inverse of that is also true, though. The reason why card games are so popular is because card games have enough variance that bad players playing bad decks can do well inside of tournament settings. And I can't tell you the number of times I've heard the justification, X deck is good because it did well in the tournament. And I really just can't overstate how wrong that line of thinking is, in my opinion. Just because your deck had a good run does not mean that it's a good deck. They drew Cosmo as their card for the turn. That is certainly a Marvel Snap experience that could happen. We discarded Magento. My deck is Colleen Wing, Swarm, Death, Black Cat. I'm gonna lock John to Blade and stay, I think.
systems go.
I also think, and I have talked about this one at length before, I also am very much of the opinion that, like, truly competitive Marvel Snap and high-level Marvel Snap essentially doesn't exist for the game in its current state. Especially because of the betting and snapping mechanic. If Marvel Snap truly had high-stakes tournaments, the dynamic of snapping and betting would be completely different than it is today. Would just be a 100% completely different. Because the way snapping and betting systems work when people care about the results versus not is just night and day different. Superhero no way. It's superhero hold'em with your cousins at the holiday party where you're playing for bottle caps and pride. Everybody's a hero and chases the rabbit when it's free to chase the rabbit. And even like the tournaments that have like nominal prizes associated or attached to them, like the fact that there was no entry fee for that tournament means that most people don't even really care there. It's a free roll tournament. They're getting as far as they can. They want to feel something. It is a pretty fantastic Silver Samurai variant, I agree. I've played a bit of poker again lately, and it reminded me how much different. It's very different, man. For people who aren't familiar with my background, I talk about my Magic the Gathering past play competitively and like my background as a stats teacher and my degree. But I also put myself through undergrad paying my bills playing cash poker. Like I lived at the 1-2 cash poker tables on the weekends to like pay my rent. God damn it, Jubilee. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Actually the Stone Cold Bratwurst? This is a dino? Can you elaborate on what it takes to pay your bills via poker? It takes playing a mind-numbing amount of incredibly boring poker. Because playing poker optimally is nothing like sitting like you see on TV shows. It's playing a bunch of pot odds bets and folding a fuck ton until you hook a fish for as much money as they have sitting in front of them. It's just infinite waiting to play even close to optimally. It's why I prefer playing games like this one. Because the games tend to be more interesting and have more variety. All right, we got 2 solid hits here. Hit the worst one. I'm gonna tie the middle thanks to Silver Samurai. We're gonna lose this breaker though, I think. Sad. Oh, we were so close. Oh my gosh! If we hit the death 50-50, we'd have won the fucking game. If I hit the death 50-50, we'd have been 13-0, and they're only up by 12. So we lost. We hit horrible variance early on this, and still only lost because of the end coin flip. Just biggest rip. Average hella game, really. Ever play poker online for money? No, online poker is very much illegal in the state where I live. Still today, and it was illegal a decade ago. A decade and a half? Fuck, how long ago was I in undergrad? 16? 16 years ago, chat. Started undergrad at 16. Well, I guess I wasn't playing poker until I was 18, so that was 14 years ago. She had to be 18 to get in the door at the charity poker events. That was 14 years ago. Which state do I live in? I live in a perpetual state of confusion. Sometimes regret. I live in Illinois, about 2 hours south of Chicago. The Bloomington normal area. Like 2 hours, 2.5 hours equidistant Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, in the middle of Illinois. Oh, the State Farm place. That is true. It is the State Farm place. That's a good description of it. Both State Farm and Country Insurance have major offices where I live. Would I ever consider a different state than Illinois? I really like Illinois as a state. JB and the Illinois Democrats have kind of been killing it. Very, very pleased with their decisions overall. No ethical billionaire and all that, but as far as billionaires go, JB has thoroughly exceeded expectations. Of Bloomington. It's a nice state. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, and I don't think I'd ever move back. I describe Bloomington as there's enough people here to have plenty to do, but there's also not so many people that I have to deal with traffic. My wife and I have a lovely 3,000 square foot home that we paid less than $300,000 for. Argatha Means, thank you for the brand new tier 1. I appreciate the support. I've shared these photos before, but like this is my backyard, chat. That's a little bit old photo. They're actually building a couple more houses over here on this half of the cornfield. But like, yeah, very, very content with the place in which I reside. That would cost $1.5 million where I live, almost assuredly. If you are someone that has a job that can afford you working from a mid-sized town in the Midwest, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Illinois, Michigan, and Minnesota are all very reasonable states to live in these days. Yes, what I am saying definitely does not apply to places like Chicago. Yeah, we're about 2 hours from where I grew up. And honestly, Chad, as far as seeing family goes, depending on what your relationship is, 2 hours is like the perfect amount of distance to live from your parents and your in-laws. Because 2 hours is not so far that they can't come for a day trip, but it's just far enough that they'll always call before they show up. It's actually the perfect distance. You don't have to stay over if you come by, but you're not going to show up unannounced. That's true. It is so far that you don't get free childcare. That's very relevant. My wife and I do on average pay $15 to $20 an hour if we want to go out together. Paid viewer decks go straight to the babysitting fund. Yeah. Alright, they located 5 cards. By putting swarms into the Stark Tower, I don't really have Great Jubilee hits. I've discarded Death, Black Cat, and Swarm. I want to keep one Swarm in my hand in case we hit Samurai or Blade. My wife and I went out on a date. We were out a total of 65 minutes before we got tired and just went home. Date night is just not having to do bedtime. Oh. Listen, chat, I'm not saying that my 3-year-old stays up until I go to bed occasionally because I don't feel like fighting with her to go to bed. But it probably happens more than it should.
All systems go.
The problem here now is that Alright. Take the wheel, Hella. Take the wheel. There's 3 swarms in the discard pile.
Opponent snapped.
Alright, you greedy piece of shit. I was gonna give you 1 cube.
Escaped.
You have any tips for infants who want to overeat? No, overeating was never a problem with my children. My children are like the please, dear God, eat something that isn't coated in sugar or deep fried children. Possible for infants to overeat? It is, yeah. Infants eating to a point where they throw up is definitely a thing. Let's just clean out their hand here, huh? It's probably pretty good to do a Ramona deck. Spock, thanks for the 6 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around. Taking advantage of that September discount. And remember, chat, if you do subscribe at that September discount, that extra discount comes fully out of Twitch's cut, not my own. So you're just taking extra dollar reduced from Jeffrey Bezos. Too late, pupper. The damage is done. We win this? It depends on where the Infinite goes, probably, right? YOLO. What's going on, BG Smooth? Thanks for the sub-gift to Rudy. Got Iron Man here for me. Surfer, he builds. God, it's incredible how many games we can lose by just like the thinnest of margins this morning. Doing Sheesh. Thanks for re-upping that prime. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Lost the breaker by 2 points. We'll lose a couple more with this, then we might try and play some of the Loki deck from the highlight this morning. We'll speed down to 3,000 or so. I will say we finally got our wish of hitting Loki decks. Like 3 or 4 in a row now. Snap's probably bad because they're Cosmo deck statistically. I think this is the Cosmo your Carmartage snap, so I'm gonna stay. Nope, just put my collector to 15. Okay. Oh, I wanted that blade. Jubilee has felt really bad in this deck. We have just consistently not had board space for her. Might swap her out after this game. This hits Lady Sif. We bin these and then fill. We're 50% to hit Lady Sif. Okay. There are permutations of this that we lose, but I think we win more than we lose. Let's find out, Hella. Coolio. We were due for that one.
Victory.
I think Swarm is good in this deck because, the Swarms are good with the Lockjaw. That's kind of the point. For the people talking in chat about nutritional information for toddlers, by the way, I would heavily encourage the person that originally asked for the suggestion to talk to a doctor or nutritionist. And inquire with them about things you heard from chat. Please don't take suggestions on how to feed your child purely from my Twitch chat. Your child deserves better than that. I want to give it. I don't think I want cards that make me discard at random. I think I want either another big 6-drop or I want another cheap thing to shove into Lockjaw. I think I have enough cheap things for Lockjaw. I want another piece of beef. I don't think Ironland's very good here, chat. We have a bunch of cards that Ironland is just not good with. I think it's just like Giganto or Taco Hulk. I'd like an excuse to play my Giganto. I'm not a pediatric nutritionist, but I did stay at the Holiday Inn last night. I mean, if you got free breakfast there afterwards, it sounds like you're qualified to me. Oh, chat. The blade would have been so good this turn. I don't know. Everybody keeps talking about getting rid of my Swarm. Stop it. Blade and Colleen Wing with Swarm into Lockjaw is gasoline. To Sesh, it's hard figuring out the link to use the Prime sub on iOS without the link in chat. What's going on? Thanks for the half a year. Appreciate you working that out. I should add a subscribe link underneath my stream to the info section. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, apologies for the sub-only chat. I'm gonna toggle chat back open again next week, but my temper and tolerance are both shorter. Oh my god, we discarded their stature with Colleen Wing. That's fucking hilarious. My tolerance for Twitch chat comments is just lower given the state of the metagame, so rather than have a hair trigger, we've just got chat is worse with it. Yeah, and part of the problem is like when the metagame is bad or just unfun for me, there's always this really high density of people that basically come in and try and tell me that, like, my feelings are wrong and talk about power level stuff. And it's just like, I'm not interested in people coming into my chat and telling me that I'm wrong on something that's subjective. Just, like, not how subjective things work. Yeah, a lot of well, actually. And honestly, I think that thinking about that perspective, I think that's a big part of why I use sub-only chat in Magic for so long, because Magic was basically a perpetual state of bad metagames, right? So it was like the problem we're having right now, but just like all the time in most formats. Yeah, I agree with that, Mister. Even just a negative feedback loop of everybody commiserating could be kind of bad. How do you play Magic for so long then? So, Magic the Gathering had a fundamental design shift with their set release in 2019, I think was the first one. Was their first set that released? So Magic became a fundamentally different game than it previously was with that release. So the Magic that I played for 20 years and really enjoyed was a very different game than that. Not Eldraine. War of the Spark was the first set. Teferi Time Rambler. We were talking about him earlier. That's a good beat. Oh my god, Death was one of the better draws in our deck here too. That's true, Lady. The fact that they blew some things up is sad. I have a coin flip on the I'm only a 66% on the Sif, but I think I take it. Magic started circling the drain when they decided it was okay to print OP cards because they could ban them later. I'd actually would like to really push back on that idea because I think that is incredibly unfair to Magic. There's this common idea among players, and you hear this in Snap a lot of the time too, where people are like, oh, they made Loki busted to sell season passes. And the one thing I really can't hammer home enough for people is that game design is really hard, and anybody expecting perfection on the first pass in game design is completely unreasonable and not someone you should basically ever engage with. The problem with Magic the Gathering, and this is something that Snap does better, it's one of the reasons why I love Snap as a game, is that Magic the Gathering, when they shoot and they miss, they don't fix their misses fast enough. I'm a reasonable person. I don't expect perfection. But I do expect when you shoot your shot and miss that you fix your fuck up in a reasonable amount of time. I would even go so far as to argue that if you aren't shooting your shot and missing in game design on occasion, you're not innovating enough and you're not actually trying. I would argue that failure periodically is a feature, not a bug, with the core problem being you just need to fix it when you fail afterwards. I think a lot of Magic's balance issues are related to the fact that they're a game that's very beholden to their secondary market, and they don't want to balance things appropriately because of their secondary market. They're too worried about preserving value of their people's investments. Yes, Snap's balance, Candace, is one of the strongest and best aspects of the game. Like, even taking a look at the current metagame that's like less than stellar, right? Look at the current metagame that's less than stellar. We know there's a Mobius coming on Monday, and we know again that even if Mobius isn't enough, there's an OTA coming up on Thursday. In other games, when you have a bad metagame, the idea of like, when is something coming to address this is often this big black box unknown question mark in the far off distance, right? At least here, there's a very clearly defined timeline on what I need to be waiting for. Yeah, and even to show push comes to shove that Magic's problem is just that they don't want to balance things, look at their digital-only format. I was super optimistic for Magic the Gathering's Alchemy format, their digital-only format, but then they decided to manage their digital-only format as slowly as they do their paper formats, and it was just, all right, this isn't for me, I'm out. And then Snap came along, and I got to get out, and it's been fun. Fun, solidly fun more often than not. It's a shame this Adelant happened, because our hand was so good. How do physical card games do balance changes? They print new cards, and they ban existing ones. Okay, good shot. Skillfully took their hello away. Joke's on you, I couldn't see that card anyways. What an unlucky pull, chat. The only card in our deck we literally couldn't play to try and spin for Hella. Sedge. Norin the Weary, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Good to have you here. Someone asked me if I played Hearthstone in the past. So, I spent probably about 6 months playing a bunch of Hearthstone. And this was a number of years ago. But for me personally, the aspect of card games that brings me the most joy is deck building. And Hearthstone's deck building is incredibly restrictive. There's just not a lot of depth and variety in how you can build with their class system. So it just didn't maintain my interest because there just wasn't enough deck building depth for me. I think the core game design of Hearthstone is like pretty reasonable. I don't mind it at all, but the lack of deck building depth ultimately put me off the game. It's actually I think it was one of the things that was most surprising to me about Marvel Snap is that I wasn't expecting Marvel Snap to be a game with good deck building depth. And I actually think that it's one of the strongest features of Snap. Marvel Snap, in my opinion, has the most satisfying deck building of any card game I've ever touched. And the reason for that is Marvel Snap is a game where when you make one change to your Marvel Snap deck, you almost immediately tangibly feel the impact of it. In games like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, if you change 3 or 4 cards, you can often go dozens of games without ever seeing or feeling the change that you made. Whereas in Marvel Snap, where you see 75% of your deck in a given game, there's a very high probability that when you make a change, you're going to feel the impact of that change immediately. Yeah, even changing a full 4 of in Magic, you can go lots of games without ever like having it happen. Out we go.
Escape.
Okay, chat. So we're gonna play more Marvel Snap today, but I've been trying to make a point to do some more Marvel Snap collab stuff. So I have something I want to share and play on stream, and I'm not sure. I watched the full. I recorded this a little while back, and they put it together, and I can't decide if it's cringe or funny, or maybe a little bit of both. Maybe it's so cringe it's appropriately funny, but I think these guys did a good job. And I'm gonna pull this up, and we're gonna play it on stream. If you enjoy it, you should check out their YouTube video here and give it a thumbs up. You should click that when you enjoy a video. I'm gonna try and get the audio here adjusted. But this is Marvel Snap themed. I think it's funny. I'd love your feedback.
On this incredibly ill-conceived episode of The Snappening, the godfather of Marvel Snap himself, Ben Brode, stops by to announce a huge reveal. You won't believe what he says.
Dan, did you know Marvel Snap released an official cologne? What's cologne? 99% of Snap players ask.
After that, we go to a live press conference with Magneto. He's almost 100 years old, so probably announcing a run for U.S. Congress.
And finally, what's it like being the most polarizing figure in Marvel Snap? We asked that question and more with the original Big Bad himself, Jeff Hoogland, chat. I'm Todd Gonzalez, also known as the Gobhoblin.
And I'm Monroe Beeler, but you can call me Host Writer, and you are watching The Snappening.
Snappening. Seriously.
Now, I know that some of you have some major issues with Jeff. We know that. He knows that. But before you go making cancel the snappening trend on Twitter, I want you to know that we are a hard-hitting news organization here, and we're not going to be lobbing any softballs at Jeff during his interview.
So put down the pitchforks, bust out the popcorn, because things are going to get a little weird, but in a good way.
But first, we are extremely lucky to have the mastermind behind Marvel Snap with us today, Ben Brode. He's here to make this enormous surprise reveal about the game of Marvel Snap.
We were having a bit of trouble connecting earlier, but I think we got it now. Hello, Ben. Can you hear us?
But, whoa, what is he doing?
Is he gonna base jump while talking to us?
No way. Hey, Ben. Ben, can you hear us?
Asparagus! Jambalaya! Arugula!
Yeah, we're really glad to have you. Thanks for choosing us to be your big reveal and doing it in true Big Bro fashion, too.
Leon Trotsky! Arapaho! Spatula!
What is it that you want to tell us about this big game-changing reveal before you hit the ground?
Jamiroquai! Gorgonzola! Machu Picchu!
Oh my
What?
god, that is huge news! I can't believe it!
That is going to revolutionize the game forever.
I'm shaking right now, Todd. Ben, you had said that you have this redemption code that anybody watching can use right now to unlock this game-changing feature immediately. Do you want to give that out right now?
Papaya! Zanzibar! Cumberbatch! Gingivitis! Ah!
Whoa!
I can't tell if this is excellent or terrible. It might be a little bit of both. The cringe is high so far. Yeah. I can't. I think it's borderline into excellent. I enjoyed it last night. I'm gonna make you all watch it. Someone said watch this at 1.5x chat. I'm a normal human being. I'm a normal human being who watches YouTube videos at normal speed. Sorry. You should be offended by that comment if you don't.
All right, well, it looks like we didn't quite get all of the code there before Ben overloaded.
It's alright though. We'll try to get you guys that code before the end of the show.
Do it like this.
Hey, sorry to interrupt the fun here. Just a obligatory reminder to like and sub, check out our Patreon and our Twitter and all that BS. But none of this would be possible if it weren't for one of our absolutely magical sponsors.
Thanos.
watching it 1x like an
Le
old man.
parfum le plus masculine de multiverse. Êtes-vous assez compétitif? Oh non, non, petit Spider-Man. Les occasionnels me dégoûtaient.
I thought it was
hair gel.
Hey, welcome back. Just in time to catch the eagerly awaited news conference from the one and only Magneto. Let's switch over to the Snap Judgments news channel.
Yes, early this morning, Magneto's PR team put out a statement that he is going to be making a major announcement today. Looks like it's about to start. Let's listen in.
My fellow mutants, humans, and members of the esteemed press, thank you for being here today. As you know, it is 2023, and I've been fighting for the rights of mutants all my life. They can take care of themselves now. They don't need me anymore. I was considering retirement. That is, until I discovered a new group within the Marvel Snap community that have been mocked, oppressed, and even hunted simply for their taste in art. Yes, I am talking about Dan Hip fans. While we've been tormented and persecuted, we are many, and we are superior to the human race. Therefore, I am announcing my return to villainy, as I set forth to repopulate the Earth with only Dan Hip fans. Any questions?
Yes, Lauren Whatevs, Snap Judgments. Do you mean to suggest that Dan Hip fans are in fact not human?
Yes. No. Next question.
Oh, I have so many questions. What if somebody likes Dan Hip in addition to other artists? What if Dan Hip's favorite artist isn't Dan Hip? Have you even considered that the fans of Pixel variants are a far more maligned group?
Look, I don't know. I just started this movement. I haven't worked out all the kinks yet.
Have you seen your own Peach Momoko variant? That thing's gorgeous! Come on, man!
That is true, actually. It's quite nice. Damn it! Get out of my mind, Lauren! That's it! Let the villainy commence!
Oh, okay, alright. We're going to.
I would just like the record to reflect that the 150 people that left since we started watching, imagine preferring to watch the current wave metagame than this piece of absolute art. Alright, I'm gonna watch the last 8 minutes of this, and then I'll go back to subjecting myself to the current metagame for your entertainment. But I found this amusing. You should give them a thumbs up and a channel subscription.
To cut away from that. Holy, we'll keep you abreast of that ongoing situation.
Now, for the interview you have all been waiting for. He was a pro Magic player. He pioneered the bounce deck. Save your tokens now because he is never leaving Series 5. The big bad himself, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, Mr. Jeff Hoogland. All right, let's hear it.
I'm Hoagland, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeff Hoagland. All All right, great.
It's
Thanks for being with us today, Jeff.
It's fantastic to be here. I'm excited to see what you got in store for me.
Awesome. I love that spirit, Todd. Some call you the godfather of the bounce. What would you say is next for you? The Mussolini of Move, the Lenin of Lockjaw, the Duvalier of Destroy? Is that too obscure of a reference?
I was gonna say, I don't know that I'm familiar with Duvalier. You had me up until that point, though.
He was the dictator of Haiti. Not to compare you with a dictator or anything like that.
Honestly, with Marvel Snap, you never really know what the next big thing's gonna be. They change card text 3 weeks out of the month. They go up, they go down, they go all around. There's a new card releasing every single week. You just kind of gotta go with the flow and don't know where you're gonna end up at.
Well, we do have a viewer submitted question. The question comes from Ghost Rider's cousin, Jefferson Blaze, who
wow.
is apparently a big
Wow.
fan of yours, Mr. Hoagland.
Hello, Mr. Hoogland. I want to say I'm a big fan and generally appreciate your insights on deck construction and the snap economy. But I have noticed you're a fairly outspoken critic of libertarianism, and as the earthly avatar of the spirit of liberty, I have to take exception. I question your so-called progressive stance when you're in favor of the new card acquisition model with spotlight caches, when they, in your words, remove agency from players. I assume you favor a nanny state, where the government or second dinner tells you what to do, what to like, and when.
Okay,
You're on record
yeah,
as actually
sure.
liking Ego as a location. I'll
Sure.
bet Agatha's your favorite card, too.
Yep.
I'm sure you support gun-free zones. Well, I shouldn't have to remind you that the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a Shang-Chi is a good guy with a Shang-Chi.
What
So,
the
Mr. Hoogland,
is
as
even
card-carrying
going on right
libertarian,
now?
my question to you is, why do you hate freedom? Oh, and Ben Brode is really JFK Jr. Thank you.
Okay, what the is that?
Some good points there.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that, Jeff?
I think Jefferson Blaze needs to take a lesson from good old Sunspot, who's Marvel Snap's favorite communist. You get multiple Sunspots in play, they all share the extra energy you have every single turn, because there's enough energy and stats to go around.
Let's get serious for a moment here, Jeff. Controversy seems to follow you wherever you go. People call you rude. They call you hypocritical. Others find you incredibly sexy, like Todd here.
I do.
People have accused you of like criticizing them publicly and even in their DMs. My question for you is, being the big bad of the card world persona, is that like something you enjoy? Is it a shtick? What's going on there?
I just don't really have time in my life to be anything other than blunt, I find. You know, I'm working 60, sometimes 80 hours a week. We're making time for the kids and the family afterwards. And I think one of the big things I do well as a content, people that are in my community might not know this, so this part might bounce off you a little bit, but believe it or not, my blunt and blocking and banning people triggers a lot of people in the community. So there's a segment where I bet if you go and see anywhere they promoted this or check comments on stuff where I do things, there's usually people complaining about my existence. So this is a fair and reasonable question, I think. Content creator that resonates with a lot of people. I'm very interactive, but in order to be interactive with a wide audience, I can't give a ton of time to each thing, and that short to the point answers comes off as crass or cold or hard to a lot of people, I think.
I think the criticism comes when you go out of your way to criticize people and terrorizing Dara. I think you crushed that guy's poor soul on his stream not too long ago. Do you feel bad about that at all? Would you like to take this opportunity to apologize for hurting Dara's feelings?
Dara and I actually had a pretty solid chat inside of our DMs outside of that instance, and I think we came to a pretty good understanding of what happened there with the back and forth. I think overall, Dara is he's obviously an excellent content creator, and I think he's a pretty good person, even if he gives a little bit too much lead room to the types of conversations I think can be a little bit damaging.
You've been known to ban folks in your chat for accusing your opponents of being bots. Don't you think that offends the bots in your chat just a little bit?
Listen, my average chatter couldn't identify a bot from a real human if one of them slapped them in the face, so they probably don't realize they're surrounded by many other beep boops.
Jeff. Goose.
Golden.
Cosmo.
Bad dog.
Howard the Duck.
Bad.
Marry, kill. Go.
I'm starting to think this one might have been a bad idea for my collab opportunity. Goose, Howard, Cosmo.
So
Marry Goose.
Marry Goose.
Cosmo.
No, kill the dog.
Kill the dog.
you'd kill a dog?
Have to say that's pretty disgusting, Jeff.
Yeah, you are a
I can't believe you would talk about
individual.
these such things, especially.
You didn't give me a lot of choices there. It was all bestiality all the way down.
All right, too late. It's already been said.
Yeah, okay. Well, we do have one last question for you. Can I get an unban on Twitter? I promise I'll behave.
Always. I literally always unblock people when they ask me to unblock them on Twitter. In fact, something I've talked about before is banning people or blocking them is a character test in a way, because a lot of the time when you remove someone's ability to interact with you, a mask will come off and it will be like, oh, yes, you truly were someone that I never want to interact with ever again. And other times they're like, oh, I think there was a misunderstanding. Can we correct this? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
All right. Well, the mask is off, and I feel humbled. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, judge, jury, and righteous angel forgiver. Can you tell our wonderful audience where they can find you on the internet?
You can find me at Jeff Hoagland and twitch.tv. All right, we're just going to roll credits from there. If you found that even loosely amusing, check them out over there on the video. Give them some watch time since I stole some of their watch time here. It wasn't scripted. So the interview questions was my responses off the cuff. We've reshot maybe one of them, but most of it was just like back and forth off the cuff. And obviously it was heavily edited after the fact. So yeah, I thought it was amusing. It was definitely far more amusing than slogging through whatever this current metagame is, like we're going back to now. But I thought that was solid. We need a cherub emote. I agree. 50 minutes humor is a great way to spend a Friday. We take the viewer count a little bit. We'll see if we recover. I don't know. If the viewer count doesn't recover, we'll just do another short stream today. Someone asked me earlier if I planned to be live on Monday. I haven't decided yet. I might just take Monday off as well, just for the sake of not dealing with this metagame for one more day, and then we'll do longer streams the rest of the week next week. Not hella. Thank you. Any chance you're doing Dex to try video for Monday? It's literally, Mobius isn't a build around card. Mobius is literally, you just put him inside every deck you're playing. So there isn't really a Dex to build for Mobius. Hey, thanks for the biddies, Paula. That's very generous of you. Is streaming other stuff worse than not streaming at all? It is, yeah. So I've talked about this before, but generally speaking, the most important metric in this industry is average concurrent viewer count for the Twitch side. Most of my advertising deals get negotiated off of my average viewer count for the previous 90 days. So basically, anytime I am streaming something that's not what could be my peak viewer count content, I'm setting some amount of advertising dollars on fire. Past the advertising dollars perspective as well, there's also, and this is just weird human behavior type thing. When you're a bigger streamer and you stream things that aren't your main game, people actually unfollow your channel when they unfollow your channel when you're streaming your not primary game. Like, even if I had literally just streamed Marvel Snap for like 3 hours prior and then close up on something else, people will unfollow the channel. Which is such a weird thing to me. Yeah, I think we're gonna stream some of Spider-Man 2 when it drops, and that'll probably be at the end of the stream, yeah. We'll do like 4 or 5 hours of Snap and then an hour or 2 of Spider-Man to close out. To help offset the viewer dip that'll happen when I switch to it. Mr. Ode, thank you for the 40 months. Or the very start, I've also done variety games where I like warm up with them for an hour and a half. Putting them at the very start or the very end helps mitigate the blunt of it though. Alright, so if I put Swarm here, even a single copy of Death will let me beat this here. Alternatively, I could do this and try and force them over into here. Maybe this is better. And then we hope that Death or Magneto or Infinite ends up here. I think I like this. That's so close, just don't know where they're gonna play. If I play this here, I'm at 26, then I lose to a 20 power Hulk, plus they're gonna soak some more. I want to do this and let Helen decide. Take the wheel, babe. Alright, should be good. Oh, wait, Magento's gonna move these around, too. Yeah, we should be great then, right? Forgot about Magento. Yeah, I fully understand people that like switch off when I switch to a content that they don't like, but people unfollowing when I stream a bit of content they don't like for a little while is, that's truly strange human behavior to me. How much is a follow worth in the long run? It's not really worth anything. Most advertisers at this state know that subscriber counts on YouTube and follow counts on Twitch really aren't all that valuable. Like I said, average concurrent viewer count is the metric that matters on the Twitch side, and average view count per video is the one that matters on the YouTube side. Those are the numbers that get negotiated over for advertising deals. Ewok, thank you for the 41 months of Prime. Welcome back. I'm curious how often a long follow turns into a sub. There's a lot of variance on that. I will say, to let you in on a little bit of a secret. Maybe it's not too much of a secret. I've talked about this before, but if someone says something incredibly inflammatory or obnoxious, and they've been following my channel for a long time, and they have a Prime sub and they've never Prime subbed, I'm more likely to ban them. Because it's just like, you've been here forever, and you've literally never supported when you could support for free, and then you're gonna be obnoxious? Like, no. Get out. Sam Red Panda, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Ooh, that was a great draw. Are we snapping them? I think we're snapping them, chat. You can see if users of Prime are available. I can see if someone has Amazon Prime linked to their Twitch account. I can't see if it's currently available for that person, but I can see if it exists on their account. Alright, I need to make sure we don't die to a Professor X. Can I manage to not die to Professor X while also... No, I can't, right? Because of the Jeff? God, that feels bad. 'Cause I can't, even if I go swarm here, they just Professor X and move this in. Yeah, and if I flip into Samurai, I don't want to put all the swarms out. I'm gonna play here so they can't, Professor X this one for free, I guess. Attack for 2, thanks for the brand new primer, speaking of. And this is part of, again, just the strength of these Galactus decks. The strength of the Galactus decks isn't just because of the namesake. It's because of everything else that they do on top of that, right? Although I guess Hala potentially lets us beat a last turn Goliath at least here. Got that going for us. Okay, so we're safe from Galactus on the left. I just need to try and not get hosed by an Goliath here. Yep.
Victory.
Yeah, we have priority, so Hela pops before their Goliath happens, so we should be good. Ooh. I think I snap Blade Infant on Hela here. God, the Blade upgrade was so good for these decks, chat. I think I'm vibing on the Colleen here since the Black Cat's discarding herself anyways. I want to see a Moon Knight rework. Yeah. I don't know what I don't really know what you could do with that one though. It's kind of tough. I'm gonna put Colleen Wing to the left actually, so that way if I draw Lockjaw, I can go Lockjaw into Swarm in the middle. We can still technically Lockjaw into Swarm next turn. Okay, I mean, that seems real solid for us, right? We got waived because that's Marvel Snap, but I get to Hela now. And their Goliath is gone. Infinite, Black Cat, Swarm. Just gotta believe, chat. Just gotta believe. What's with this person's deck, by the way, chat? We've got 3 beautiful ink splits and then this base Angela with a purple border. What's going on here? Give me a fatty, please. Might just be bouncing here. Locations are real bad for us. Giggity bites. We did win the last game. Yeah, they retreated. We samurai'd their Goliath and crushed them. Hey, we won a coin flip. Sif? Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. All right, we want to draw. Lockjaw next turn. Magento. Yeah. Gonna come down to a tiebreaker. Oh, Cosmo in the center is sad because it means I can't. Means I can't play Hella there for the double ups. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we got him. Ha! Got him! This deck actually feels kind of okay since we cut the Jubilee chat. There's not much random in it either. As far as like the actual discarding goes, I have an excuse to play my 1200 gold. This deck being kind of okay is definitely not copium to justify my Black Cat, okay? Anybody telling you otherwise is lying to you. OP discard destroys Haivo, the YouTube title writes itself. So, I actually have all of my YouTube videos planned out from previous content until Mobius releases. You purchased that for it's honestly one of my favorite pieces of art in the game. I like it a lot. We lost our 50%er to hit Blade or Swarm here, which is sad. We wanted something we could play this turn. Yeah, we get 2 shots at the Hella, and honestly, drawing Blade is actually better than drawing Hella, because if we draw Blade, we discard the Giganto, and then we flip into the Hella. Hello! I'd like the record to reflect our deck worked there. We just had some location variance. It's just how it be sometimes. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Oh, you know what? This is a good question to ask while we're in sub-only mode, because the people who sub are the ones that I care the most about the answer to this question from. Dear wonderful Twitch subscribers, would you think less of me as a human being if I did not have a mid-roll free goal and I just took an ads contract for November and December? Obviously, we have the goal up to stay mid-roll free for October. Gurio Paint, 6 for the brand new tier 1. Yeah, I think I might not have a mid-roll free goal in October. So for people that aren't familiar with the industry, November and December are the highest dollar ad months for the year. By a solid margin. Mad Mart again, thanks for the half a year. Yeah, I think I might end up doing that. Oh, that doesn't work because of... Just have to vibe. We're probably dead here because of these locations. Yeah, Black, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. It's a shame these locations are such shit, because our hand is so reasonable otherwise. Yeah, and obviously, subs won't see the ads regardless, but the ads still impact the subs in a little bit, because if I take the contract, we'll take a short break every hour while the ads run. So it impacts the content that you consume a little bit, and that there'll be a 3-minute break per hour. Well, for the non-subs, we won't become a ads over gameplay channel, because I hate that shit. But alright, we chillin'. Yeah, I think I want to do it for November and December at the end of the year, because those are the highest ad dollar months of the year. And in comparison, January is the worst ad dollar months for the year because everybody blows their load at the end of the season. The intuition why ads are higher in November and December. All ad spending across the entire industry is higher in November and December. Flavoronium. Companies spend more in advertising during the holidays. That's rough. I probably should have played around this from them. Similar to the United States, we've definitely lost the right this game. The question is, can we manage to win left and center? Possibly. No, I don't think I want a Black Cat mid. I think I want to Black Cat here, and then I could go Swarm into Hela here, and then Hela grabs Death and Swarm. Or do I do Hela here and go +9? Probably. I'm supposed to assume they just don't play for the center. Oh my gosh, I lose to... I lose to Hazmat by 1. Got him.
Victory.
They had White Hot Room that game. They must have just had nothing to do. This sitting around, turns out it's Bezo Bucks. Thanks to AC. Appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. That location doesn't bother us. Am I snapping? Not a fella yet, but it's pretty solid. I'm playing the Iron Patriot deck. Yeah, I think that deck's fine. I've got that one in my deck editor. We might play that before we're done today. I'm gonna play this deck till I'm sick of it, but... Oh, they're the Little Movers deck. I want to get Lockjaw down. And dodge a Cosmo. We only have a Death discarded currently, so if we flip into Hela, there's a 2/3 chance we're sad with the result, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. These locations aren't amazing for them either, though, so... So minus 30 rank at the end of season still apply after they made the ladder changes. Yeah, everybody jumps back down to 73 or whatever they start at now. So remember, the ladder is an engagement driver, chat. The goal of the ladder is to get you to play more marbles. Yep. Alright, Dr. Doom was the lowest power thing in their hands. Something to note there. We're 1 in 3 to get Hela. We're 1 in 3 to get, what's it called? If they Allieth us middle and we hit the Hela, we could still win. Okay, I believe. This is totally an Allieth middle angle, huh? This is a bad stay, but I just want to take cubes from someone playing the good card. Wait, what? What the fuck was that? It's fine, we crushed him. Nice boomer snap. Get fucking casseroled. The bluffing is real, yeah. Chat, you can't bluff a man who has nothing to lose. That was aggressive. I don't know, Chad. If you get stuffed after you boomer snap, I think you deserve the aggro. Oh! The gene on the field meant that they couldn't Goliath us center regardless. So we were also beating Goliath there. So my stay was actually good. Holy crap, our hand is great. I want to keep Swarm in my hand, so that way if we flip into Silver Samurai, we don't get stuffed. Was Boomer Snap referred to? Boomer Snap is when people snap on the 6th turn of the game. Generally speaking, it is incorrect to snap on the final turn of the game. You are giving up cube equity to do so. There are obviously a very small number of exceptions, but generally speaking, it's wrong. Did you just Black Widow my Lockjaw deck? This is 8 and 11, which is 16, 27. Then if a single thing hits here, we're good. My deck is Sif, Samurai, Black Cat. I think there's a lot of permutations of this that we win. Let's go for it. A priority here as well. I didn't swarm on turn 5 into the Lockjaw path because if I hit Silver Samurai, I would have discarded Hella. Wait, what? Oh, I was gonna say Surfer gets us by a little bit, but it's not that. Oh, I forgot there was a +2 in my deck. I forgot we had put Swarms back in our deck. We're gonna pay attention to that with the Lockjaw. Arcado, thank you for the 5 buds. I appreciate you re-upping. Welcome back. We're climbing, chat. We've been gaining MMR since we switched out the Jubilee. What took Jubilee's place? I had a Giganto. We just kept having board space issues. She was also awkward with Samurai. So I'm playing the Colleen Wing to the left because I want Camp Lehi to be a clean path I can play Lockjaw and then 3 more cards into. Is there a decent sub for Samurai in this deck? If you don't have Silver Samurai, you're just gonna have to gamble on occasion. You're gonna need to play like Gambit or Moon Knight or something. Just gonna add more variance to the deck. One of the things that's nice about this build of Hella is that Except for the small situations where you're lady siffing Hela and other 6-drops, you're not really playing randomly with your discards. You have determined where they're going. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, Jadestown. Appreciate it. It's negative. Silver Samurai. Do I Cerebro into here so I can Samurai this next turn to have more swarms? So I really don't want Cerebro to come back when I Hela, right? Could Black Knight be good in this deck? Potentially. God, are you kidding me? So annoying. Well, I guess if I play him here, he goes over to the left, to the right, huh? So we'll do this.
I am Iron Man.
Okay, and then we win the danger room every time here, chat. We have to put some amount of points into Can't Play High. And then we're going to 21 on the left. Sure, you're just like, we're a C12 deck and you'll like it. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the preemptive mute here before you luck into beating me and then roll your face across it. Okay, that was I'm about to spew cubes. Hello. We'll give you talk privileges back. Do you know the feeling when you wake up on the weekend with a hangover, but you haven't had a single drop of alcohol, you're just over 40? I've actually never been hungover in my life. So I'm not sure I have a good baseline for that. This is a very serious top 2,000 ranked stream, chat. That's true, I've also never been over 40. Yeah, I hope to someday be over 40. I don't hope to ever someday be hungover, though.
Breaking news.
How is this deck running? We're up almost 1,000 ranks today with it, Burgle. It's felt much better than expected. Not having to discard randomly is lovely. I'm gonna snap because our hand is good, says local man about to lockjaw into Hela. How funny would it be if we gave them a lockjaw? My Pog champion! Why do people keep saying order and Sif first? What am I missing? Oh, because I could flip into Hella. Yeah, you're right. You're correct. I fucked up. I accept your premise. I fucked up. Why are you playing Death over Hulk? Because it makes your Lady Sif not hit your Hella. I believe. Magento's not gonna let me down, shit. If we have priority, yeah. There's a chance they think we just can't win the left. Sure.
Victory.
Alright, chat. Our viewer counts bounced back up. Dare I say it? I think I'm having... It's hard to get the word out. I think I'm having fun playing today, so I think we're gonna do a full stream. I know I've jinxed it. I said the F word. I said the F word. I apologize to anybody who's offended by me saying the F word, but... I didn't play the Colleen Wing because I want Colleen Wing to discard something else, basically, here. And again, I think I'm just passing, because I don't really want to... I'd rather have Samurai than Colleen in play. This draw's awkward. Probably going to be a bounce for one angle. We beat some Loki for reference, chat. And again, I know that there's like a lot going on in the community, but a lot of, I really can't overstate how much of my displeasure with the current state of Marvel Snap in general has absolutely nothing to do with Loki. Loki decks let me actually play the game. A lot of my frustration with the current metagame has to do with Prison decks and Galactus decks and Wave decks. Those are all kind of the same thing in a way, but... The frustrating stuff, in my opinion, is when I don't get to actually do what I put my cards in my deck to do. MVP, thanks for the 5 months. Thanks, Jeff, for sticking out during the meta this week. You probably single-handedly prevented me from quitting. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll count it as a good thing. I would just like to emphasize that taking breaks is actually good, and you should not be afraid to take breaks while you play Marvel Snap. I don't actually know if Eliath is problematic or it's a symptom of everything going on with Wave. Also, an interesting anecdote that someone from Second Dinner had shared is that new cards tend to always have high cube rates, which makes sense as people get used to how they play, right? Zoofad, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Ooh, that's a fun one. And Weegor, thank you for the over 3.5 years. Appreciate it. We're obviously not bleeding this turn yet because I don't want to discard Lady Sif. I think which cards you find problematic in the current Marvel Snap metagame is a strong insight into what kind of Marvel Snap player you are. People that like playing off-meta stuff, like myself, find, what's it called, problematic? Wave. And people who like playing sweaty tryhard decks think that Loki is problematic. I like Second Dinner and all, but I don't know if I'll ever get their stance on 2090. I feel like I need to DM Glenn Jones and just be like, okay, Glenn, tell me a number that we need to fundraise for you to tell us the good Spider-Man 2099 decks. Because every time buffing Spider-Man 2099 comes up in the Marvel Snap Team Answers thread in their Discord server, Glenn is always there to say Spider-Man 2099 actually has a good cube and win rate. And I just want to be like, Glenn, tell me what you know. Let me inside. Like, cause it's just like, it's not every time he says that, I go and pour through all the Spider-Man 2099 deck lists on Untapped, just like looking for answers. Like I need to know the secrets. Please, I need it. And every time I'm disappointed. Speaking of disappointment, chat, I'm looking at these Black Cat boosters. I have enough boosters to split all 3 of these Black Cats, meaning I could go for inked on this Black Cat. But it's been a while since we've spewed. It's Friday. It's Friday. Let's spew together, shall we? So again, the way splits work is your chance for higher quality splits is determined by all of your splits across all of the cards. So if I split these other 2 Black Cat variations, and then I split the variant I like. Oh God, it's hideous. It's an omen of things to come, chat. It's an omen of things to come. Yeah, going for cosmetics you think are sweet, Jeff? Can I interest you in a Pixel Venom? So your first chance for inked is your 4th split. So this could not be inked, and this one won't be able to be inked. But when I split the Iron Black Cat here, she'll have a 10% chance at ink. What's going on, Tass? Thanks for the 2 months. Appreciate you re-upping. Welcome back. You squint, the pixel variants don't look that bad. Whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night. So this one cannot be inked. But this one, when I split this one, she can be inked, chat. Oh, I'm out of credits. Alright, that's fine. It's Friday, we can fix that on a Friday. We can fix out of credits on a Friday. Requiem! Thank you for the 5 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Spew, spew, spew. Infinity. Alright, chat. 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Come on, bro. I'm slogging it out in this metagame. Promoting Marvel Snap. Give me the ink split. You know you want to. Do 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 do. At least the border effect is good. At least the border effect is good. The new Spotlight caches, our credits are token, better to focus on a Series 3 complete to free-to-play player. Tokens still give you the best spending power if your goal is Series 4 and 5 cards. We go for gold. I do not spend gold on boosters, chat. I need 12. Purchase these to upgrade now. It would cost me 1,500 gold to split this. 1,500 gold, that like $25? What does that work out to? Which I actually don't know offhand. 1,500 gold is like 20 bucks. I ain't spending 20 bucks yet. We'll farm some boosties playing hella. And we'll do it ourselves. We'll get back there. We'll get back there eventually.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Live from the Daily Bugle. Oh no, my Notepad++ popped up on screen for a second. You have deep insights into my code now. The Black Cat variant in my shop today. It was. I've actually passed on that variant in my shop a few times in the past, but I finally pulled the trigger on it since they buffed her to a 4/9. You hear that, Ben? Buffing bad cards makes me buy variants for them. Keep doing it. Alright, it's fine. I've never lost a Lady Sif coin flip in my life, chat. I'm not about to start now. Requiem, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, I can't Silver Samurai, but like I've already discarded Infinite and Magento, so I'm gonna snap here.
Victory.
Classically trained ladies, if exactly. Ah, yes, my 499th death booster. That's what I wanted. My long-term collection goals are to have 1 variant and then a premium split on each variant for every card. Check my donations. 1 Black Cat roll, please. Oh, geez, Weeds. Weeds is helping us gamble. All right, I gotta thank you for that. Apologies for being blind. Alright, I'm gonna snap old Leon here. and they're gonna Galactus one of these two paths, and then we're gonna go split our Galactus variant. Or our Black Cat variant. I think we're vibing. Cerebro 5 gamer is truly a gamer of culture. Think of Cyberpunk a whirl with all the changes that they made. Yeah, I plan to play it eventually. I'll probably wait for their Phantom Liberty or whatever it is to come out.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Alright, can't play that one. Discards the lowest power card, which is currently Hella. Hella! We have Magento and Giganto. Yeah, I think so, Burgle. I was thinking about that. I don't know where I play her. I'm pretty sure I do this while deciding where to play her. Rip. Rip. Lost 2 1 and 3s in a row. I needed 1 and 3 to go here. If either 1 and 3 hit here, we won. No, that's not true, actually, right? Because of the Magento. So what were my victory permutations? Giganto here 1, or Magneto Giganto here 1. Those were my win conditions. Does Magneto win the right still? No, Magneto right would have pulled Wave, right? So it would have been 14-17 to my 15. Yeah, we were not a favorite to win there. Just noteworthy. All right, and we had a donation to split the Black Cat, chat. We had a whale donation to split the Black Cat. Infinity. And now this one is not only a chance for inked, but it's also a chance for gold as well. So we're 20% to win our gamble this time around. Oh, you know, I think that's my second gold ticket. Maybe we should play some Conquest to try and get some more infinite tickets before next week. Gold ticket, gold split. That's what I like how you think. Do I prefer gold or inked? I prefer either. Just want the premium splits. All right, hit me, dealer. Whoo! Whoo! Look at us. Look at the incredible amount we have been rewarded for making terrible life choices. Don't you love it when you just make an atrocious decision and life is like, yes, Jeff, more of that. More of that. She's gorgeous. Slow and steady, chat. Slow and steady. Even dodge. I love the gold borders on the inked cards. I think it's a good compliment. Really close on some of these. I think Khalid might be the next one I go first split on. We got 266 boosters, so I have enough to go for inked on her eventually once we save up some credits. Swarm is close-ish, not quite. So you're saying I should make terrible financial decisions, only if you want to be rewarded. All right, I got 2 gold tickets, so let's play some of this. I just need to appreciate it for a minute, shit. There honestly could be merit to retreating on 1 this game and not showing them that I'm a discard deck because Rickety Bridge is so bad for us. Do I show them which discard deck I am, or do I just like GG go next? I'm gonna vibe and see what deck they are. So there's no reason to retreat until they stamp me. Okay.
Escape.
You should wait that out more. In Conquest especially, I think it's valuable to wait that out. In a normal match of Marvel Snap, just like, peace. But in this format, knowledge is power. Collect the information.
Wakanda forever. Opponent snapped. Escape.
Can't ever beat Galactus Goliath. We'll leave for one again. Okay. Okay. Honestly, there's a chance I should have snapped them here. We do this to give them no free Professor X path. Oh, actually, I guess with Jeff, they can still Professor X to the left, huh? Can't play around that, though. Oh. Swarm left for Galactus. They haven't ramped yet. They can't Galactus this turn. Chad, if I drop the other swarm left, I only have 8 on the left, and then their Jeff plus Professor X is 9. So no, I don't want to play the other swarm. I'd rather discard it to my Silver Samurai. So that way in the event that they don't have Professor X, we're better off. Again, this is why this deck is so good. It's not just a you Galactus people. It's a Professor X prison deck that has Galactus as the ultimate prison for when that's a good thing to be doing. Whenever anybody tells you Galactus is fine because it's easy to counter, they're telling on themselves. They're telling you that they don't understand why the good deck is good. I think I'm winning this, right? How do they win? They don't, right?
Victory.
I should have snapped earlier. I think we could have gotten another cube out of them there. Yeah, maybe Shang gets us. Some of these decks play Shang. I think the ones with Black Panther don't usually have Shang. But there's also a lot of variation in what people are willing to play. Accept them here. The Sanctum Sanctorum is better for us than them. I suppose we do just lose to Galactus though, huh? Because they have priority? Yeah, I actually just have to leave. This app was bad. I was doing something on my other screen. I shouldn't have listened to chat.
Escape.
This is why chat has a hard time. There are definitely builds of the opponent's archetype that play Shang-Chi. You are not wrong. Oh yeah, if you're coming in late and you didn't watch it with us earlier when we watched it together on stream, the Snapping In collab video is super funny. Should check them out. I think I'm just doing this. Don't we need to take some chances against this deck? Why? Why do I need to take some chances? Articulate your thought. Help me understand. Their favorite location towards. I think I have to play this here because of their chance to Professor X in the middle. Feels like we're dead again. Honestly, I'm just gonna retreat this conquest because I am feeling the desire to turn the stream off because all of my fun has been removed. Conquest is a format that sucks even more when the metagame is unhealthy, because when you getting locked into a matchup that feels unfun for multiple games in a row where I have no sideboard and no multi-deck to have counterplay is one of the single most rancid experiences I've ever had in a video game. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna play a little bit more. We're just gonna play the ladder, because Conquest is just not fun. Like, it's extra, like, the ladder has some moments that are not fun, but, like, Conquest is extra bad. It's extra bad. I'm gonna play until my lunch gets here, at least. I might go eat lunch with my wife. She ordered takeout, and she has a couple of our friends coming over. But we'll play at least until the food gets here. I think I'm gonna take Monday off too. I think is my plan. I think I'm gonna plan to do like 7-8 hour streams on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, but what happened? All the good decks are wave decks is what happened, and wave is miserable. I snapped a strong opener and then we got beat. I'm gonna take that as a sign, chat. I'm actually gonna sign off. I'm gonna go eat lunch with my wife and our friends. I will see you on Tuesday for more live content. Fuck this metagame. Fuck wave. Mobius, come through the timeline. Everybody enjoy your Friday and your weekend. There'll be daily content up on the YouTube side. We had a deck highlight this morning. There'll be other stuff coming up over there the next few days. Check out the Snapping collab that I did. Enjoy your weekend.